Yeah, Dave, a lot of people were kind of looking ahead at this game against Winnipeg and the two that follow in a week. It's kind of the great race for second place. All of a sudden, you look at Winnipeg; they're five ahead of you and three behind Toronto. Has that added extra importance and significance to this next game?
The significance of the next game for us is just to get playing. We went from feeling like we were 4-6 to now we're anxious to play. So you recognize where the standings are. We've got a couple games in hand now. So, but every game, we got 14 games left. Every game is going to be important to help build our team. And then if we play the way we want and work the way we want, hopefully the results will come and the standings will take care of themselves. So, you recognize Winnipeg's played well lately. So you're going into that game, it's going to be a hard game. We have to play well if we expect to have a chance to win.
Paul Maurice said that the Jets are coming off, I believe it's 17 away games of their last 22 games. And he said he believes that they discovered their identity because they went through that stretch. How do you view them?
Well, we feel like we've done it all year. We've got an identity in place. We want to continue to improve on what that identity, is for us. And you go through adversity and you go through good times. And as a coach, you grab things from both of those. You try to use the adversity to build your team. And when you're going through your team's playing well, you grab the good things you're using. So that's how teams create that identity for themselves. And every team goes through that, whether it's a 17-game stretch or you widen it or put a smaller stretch. So everybody's trying to build that identity of their team.
Reed Wilkins, 630 Chad. Sorry, Reed, I think I muted you.
Yeah, I got you. Thanks, Sean. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Reed.
Such a weird week. I'm wondering, is there kind of, obviously, I'm sure a little frustration, but is there also sympathy for what the Canucks are going through? But is there also frustration because you guys have had to wait? I'm just wondering how you sum up the.
No, you know what? It's just it is what it is. You just deal with it. I don't think there's any emotion of it. The emotion for us is making sure that our game's ready. We talked all week about our final 14 games and the stretch drive here, and so I guess everybody understand what every other team's going through, but we're not worried about every other team. We're worried about what we're doing. So it's a weird time. You recognize what else is going on, but we're more concerned about what we've got going here and how we get our team back to playing well, and that's been our focus. So it's hard to say what the emotions of other teams are when you're worried about yourself.
Also, I know there's probably going to be some schedule changes today, so I know we got to wait, but I do feel I should ask you about tomorrow. Do you know if that start time is changing? Or you
haven't heard officially yet. I've heard two different versions of it, but until it comes officially from the league, we'll read and react.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, you've had Leon and Connor together on a line practice. You're playing the Jets, and they've got Dubois perhaps as the second line center and Lowry as the third. Can you play? You can load up on one line, and they're tough to stop. But can you play the Jets without a bigger center in the number 2 hole?
We've got nothing set in stone yet. We've had good practices this week, so we'll see where it goes tomorrow.
Are they a more difficult team though because they have 3 big centers compared to some teams you play against? In terms of size, not.
I'm worried about getting our team going. They can worry about their team. I'll worry about our team. So we're anxious to get playing. We want to go in there and play well, no matter who's in our lineup.
Rob Tuchkowski, Post Media.
Dave, you've had a couple of long 6-day breaks in the last few weeks. Do they help or hurt? What's the upside of getting a stretch like this to maybe just practice and rest?
If you ask me Monday, I would say they help. But you asked me Thursday, I want to get playing. So we came off that 4-6, and we wanted to, we needed a break. both mentally and physically. And now by Thursday and Friday, you want to get playing. So all this stuff, and as a coach, you're going to work with it any way it comes. You're going to try to make the best of it and try to make sure your team is prepared, whether you got 6 days off or you're trying to get them rest in a 4 and 6. So no matter what happens, you're always just trying to maximize what you're doing. And it probably gets a little more frustrating when the first day or two, you get that rest and then you come back. Now you want to get going again. So I think our guys will be anxious to play tomorrow, but, that rhythm of playing every other day, it seems like that's the rhythm you want to get into. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you expect a team that's going to be shot out of a cannon, or it takes a little bit of time to get its legs together?
Well, I'm hoping shot out of the cannon. That's what I'm betting on, but we'll see.
Thanks.
Paul Gazzola, Oilers TV.
Hey, Dave, we saw Slater get eased into practice today. How close is he to returning?
He's still a few weeks away, but he hasn't had any contact yet. He's been skating on his own for about a week here. And today, because we had an optional skate, that he went out there with the optional guys. So he'll slowly get worked into the group, but he's still week to week.
And just on top of that, is it nice to get a guy like that? Like Slater seems like the ultimate team guy. Is it nice to get him back into the mix and bring kind of some energy while the guys might be a little bit restless after not playing for so long?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good guy in the locker room. It's not when he's hurt, it's not like he's not around. He's just not on the ice with you, but he's been around all the time. So it's he's anxious to get back up and going. And everybody recognized we're going to need depth going down this stretch drive here. And whenever he gets back up and playing, he'll give us more depth on that on the left side, and that's something that's going to be helpful for us.
Jim Matheson.
A couple of things, Dave. Has Kulikov arrived in town yet?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's in quarantine right now.
So when do you suppose he'll be on the ice? When did his quarantine start? So when could he be on the ice for a practice?
I think right now it sits either next Wednesday. Let me see. Wednesday after the. It'd be next Thursday.
After the Montreal game?
Yeah, next Thursday. We got a break there. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So sometime in there, he'll be on the ice.
Okay, and you've got 12 forwards now, and 8 defensemen and 3 goalies. Is that, as a coach, usually you get an extra guy on your main roster to kind of move in and out, but you only got 12 forwards. Does that complicate things, or is it just focus more? You've only got 12 forwards on your main roster.
No, you're managing salary caps and call-ups and things like that. So there's more into it than just players. It's that whole taxi squad thing that we've had all year. You're still managing the whole group. So it's I would say there's different factors that involve with players on the actual roster and taxi. Because
you can't call it as Ken pointed out a couple of days ago, as soon as you call up a guy from the taxi squad, then that's one of your 4 recalls, right? You can't.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to call a guy up just for one game, theoretically. I presume, is that the way it is? That you eat up a roster spot for one game?
Well, that's not ideal. When you call him up, you're probably going to be there for a little bit, but we've got Nuge on IR too, so.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.